What's up, Dunwoody? We're back to our two-part series that Mark dragged these great Dunwoody artists into, and I threw them on the camera, and now they're going to tell all about their bands. Megan, I guess I'll let Mark introduce you, but so this is What's Up, Dunwoody podcast, where we talk anything cool about Dunwoody, and there's nothing cooler than music in Dunwoody, right? Show's brought to you by Village Orthodontics, so if you need a little teeth work done on your teeth, Dr. Brett Friedman is the place to go. So, Mark, tell us about this great artist that we have here with us today.
So Megan plays in a group called Recess Party that's currently active up in Athens. Megan and I met, I guess, when she was younger and came in to learn about the drums. And she really took to it and eventually got really good. And I guess started playing in some bands, and I think there were some connections that were made, and one thing led to another. And so I guess the last group that she played with was Lucy and the Glassmen. And I guess we had Lucy on some time back with a little solo thing she did, which I think Megan played drums on that.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Dunwoody Idol band drummer several times. So yeah, all around drumming.
What is the Dunwoody Idol band, Mark?
The Dunwoody Idol band is this sort of just group of local musicians that we put together to back the singers who audition for the singing contest, the Dunwoody Idol singing contest, which we do in the early spring. And then usually, I don't know, 2 weeks before, I'm scrambling around trying to find people to play because musicians, are kind of flighty. And so someone will be like, yeah, I'm doing it. And then they're not. And I think it was like stepped in last year kind of last minute and just like totally slayed it. So I think when
so this is like the Dunwoody All-Stars, like the best that Dunwoody has to offer. You put them all together and they play background music.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, that's
all right, Megan. Tell us how it was growing up in Dunwoody playing music and, where you've gone from there.
I mean, it was like pretty great. Like I said, or like Mark said, I started doing lessons with him first, and it was a lot of fun. And he actually switched me over to another drum teacher who he knew, D. Curry, and like that's when it just like took off. That was when I was like, oh, holy crap! Now I can start playing in bands, because she was so good. And she taught me, like, all the little tricks she knew for playing well with a band. So then after that, it was pretty easy to start playing with a lot of local musicians. And Dunwoody has a good concentration of them. And I think a lot of that is due to Mark. He's just taught so many different kids and helped network them together to get in bands.
I agree.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what's it like playing in the Dunwoody Idol band? And Dee, I've met Dee before. She is a badass.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I remember, like, the past, like, 2 times I played, it was so hard to find the stage, so I was definitely late last year. Like, Mark sponsored me, but I was so late. I was, like, running up to get on stage in time for rehearsal.
But you brought the PA.
It's a little...
But you brought the PA,
What'd you say?
and you totally bailed the whole thing out, so it wasn't...
Yeah, I forgot about that. The speakers, like, busted, so I brought some extra PAs my dad had, which, yeah, that was good.
Did you grow up in a music... You grew up in a music family?
Yeah, so my dad's a guitarist, and he played in bands around Athens, too. I'm kind of following in his footsteps
cool.
in that aspect, yeah.
Why'd you go drums?
Well, he needed a drummer to fill in when his drummer was out for his gigs. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll learn this.
By default. Nice.
Yeah.
So, and you don't live in Athens. You still live in Dunwoody, right?
Yeah.
Where'd you meet these folks from Athens?
So that was after I went to school. I went to UGA, and it's funny because like a lot of bands that started in Dunwoody have kind of migrated over to that area, like Underground Springhouse. So they kind of started in Dunwoody, and then they got real big once they went over to Athens. And a lot of the players are still there, which is cool. So I met all these people, and they're from all over the place. One of them is from Athens, our bass player. And then our guitarist and our singer from St. Simon's Island and Savannah. So we're just from all over Georgia.
You really are, yeah, all over the place. That's cool. I mean, Athens is kind of the center of music. I went to Georgia too 20 years ago. But yeah, it is like that's the music scene around Atlanta, right? Mm-hmm. You're either downtown Atlanta or you're in Athens. A lot of cool stuff came out of Athens.
Yeah, and a lot of the bands that are like big in one place just migrate back and forth too between downtown Atlanta and Athens.
Yeah. Where do you play in Athens?
A lot of times just downtown. Definitely 40 Watt. We're hoping for the Georgia Theater soon. We have not played that place yet. Flicker's
that's
cool
like
spot.
The big one.
Yeah. Yeah, if you can play the Georgia like rooftop, that's supposed to be a lot of fun. Cool sound up there.
Yeah, that wasn't there when I was there. We were always indoors, but saw a lot of cool bands play there. That was neat.
Yeah.
All right. Well, where do you want to go from here, Mark?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I haven't even...
I could ask the same questions I asked with the last band. Who do you sound like, Megan?
So that, like, to answer that question, I gotta talk about, I think, what each member sounds like, because that's definitely an influence. So both me and the guitarist have a lot of a classic rock background. So we bring some of that in, like Jimi Hendrix and Cream and Rolling Stones. While our singer, I always like to tell people he sounds like a mix between the Killers and Mudhoney, like for his sound.
See, I actually know all these bands, Mark. The last show we recorded, I was like, I don't know who any of those are.
I not either.
Yeah, and our bass player, she's awesome. She's very on top of it, and she has a lot of technicality, I think. So she loves Tool. I wouldn't say we sound like Tool, but she brings that complexity to the band. I've heard someone else tell us we sounded like a power rock pop band, which is interesting. I don't know if I would use that description, but for some people that may be accurate. But yeah, if you can imagine a mix of all those different band backgrounds.
Yeah. What's it like being a girl in the music scene? Do you feel like it's any different? Especially as a drummer, I feel like there's not too many, women drummers.
Yeah, well, our band is like 50-50 on that front because me and the bass player are both girls. And then we have 2 guys in the band. It's fine. It's really great. I think you get almost like a better dynamic in a band when you have that kind of mix because it's just more voices. I wouldn't say like being a girl drummer is definitely that unique anymore. There's a lot more than there used to be. Especially my second old drum teacher was a girl, so it's not that uncommon. I definitely haven't encountered another girl drummer like rocking downtown in Athens, but I know I'm not the first.
Yeah. Well, it makes you stick out on stage, too. I mean, people remember that.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's empowering for a lot of girls. They just, like, see you up there, and they're like, oh, dang, I could do that, too. And, a lot of, like, sorority girls, especially in the college scene, they just don't even think about that as that could have been an avenue for something they could have done in college. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember we interviewed Lucy. That was probably 2 or 3 years ago. And I've kind of kept up with her playing, and she's in Athens still, right?
She's actually down at FSU. So
FSU, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. I knew it was a big college town. She looks like she's having a good time.
Yeah, she plays around with her band a lot, I know.
Mark, is it sad to see all these young kids grow up into teenagers and then go off to college, and you feel like you lose them?
It's
proud father.
It's bittersweet. Like, I mean, it's, it's cool because, I mean, I think that music has given, I don't know, I can speak at least for myself. I mean, vibrancy to my life, but I think also like just the different events kind of throughout the years in Dunwoody, like, just people being able to go out and like, hear some music from some like good young artists and, get to see their friends. I mean, I think it's kind of things that when we reflect back on, the past, you're like, oh, that was good stuff, and so it's cool seeing, just musicians move on and continue in their craft and, kind of in their own way. But yeah, I mean, hard not to get nostalgic about things in life sometimes. So, but that's how it goes.
Right. Yeah. Megan, what's it like recording in Athens?
It's a lot of fun because, like, you just have such a good concentration of not only musicians, but people who are really good at the sound mixing. We went over to Studio 1093, which actually just got sold recently, which is really sad. But we did the recording there. It was a very cool space, like down in Normaltown in Athens. But I know some other popular studios are also downtown. There's like a new recording school called Tweed that's building up a good studio reputation down there too. So.
Okay. A little different than Mark's house and recording at Mark's house.
Yeah, just a little.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, Mark.
It's definitely a step up.
Yeah, I always like tell people Mark's house is like Mary Poppins' bag because you never know what's gonna be in there when you walk through the front door. It's just like always a different layout, always different stuff in there.
I love that comparison. That's kind of how I felt when I was there, Mark.
Well,
each room was different.
Poppins comparison.
Yeah. Well, cool. So where do you find your music, Megan?
So yeah, you can find Recess Party. We have 2 singles out right now on Spotify and iTunes. You just gotta look up Recess Party. The first EP cover is pretty easy to find. It's like this crazy smiling face. We got like a really cool artist to do it, who's married to our guitarist's sister, and he just like did it for a couple of years. It's like the coolest piece of artwork ever. So it's very easy to spot.
That's cool. That's cool. So what's give us your favorite song and then the song that you want other people to listen to. So if there's anybody out there that is looking to listen to one song, what song would that be?
I think a good starter song is Hey Excuse. That's one of the 2 we have. That seems to be people's favorite when they listen.
It's Mark's
to it.
favorite.
Yeah.
You can see him light up.
Yeah, really good.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say my favorite, like as far as originals, is one You Will Have to Come to the Masquerade to hear, because we haven't recorded it yet, and it's called.
Oh, I love the teaser. Very nice.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. We've definitely put together some cool originals that we'll be playing live, and we have not recorded yet. So.
There we go. There we go. So January 6th. So if you're looking for something fun to do on January 6th, Masquerade's the place to go, and you can hear the brand new song. Mm-hmm. Well, cool. Well, thanks for coming on, Megan.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
This has been fun. Yeah, good luck in Athens, and tell me if you ever need anything.
Awesome. Thank you.